Today, we're going to talk about the land bridge theory. The Earth is constantly changing. And today the Earth is mostly covered by water. You can see all of the blue around there is water. But thousands of years ago, the Earth looked different because much of the Earth was covered with ice. So that's what it looks like now. And that's what it used to look like. This period of time was called the Ice Age. You see how all of that white is ice. So this happened about 20,000 years ago, that almost 2/3 of the Earth was covered by just big, large sheets of ice and glaciers. A glacier is a slow-moving river of ice. And most of the freezing you can see happen in the north and the south poles because that's where the Earth has the least amount of sunlight. During the Ice Age, large animals roamed the Earth, like the mastodon and saber-toothed cats. So because so much of the Earth's water was frozen, the sea level was lower. So the land that was once covered by oceans was now exposed. And one of those pieces of land connected Asia to North America, or Alaska, right here. And that was called Beringia. You can see how different the land was during the Ice Age. You can see because it was covered with ice, they could see land where we don't see land now. So the first people followed, animals would come through here, and that would be these guys, and some other types of animals came down through here and into North America. And then people followed. The early humans, those were the first people. They followed the animals. And so when they moved like that, it was called a migration. So here's another map I can show you. So this over here is North America, that's Alaska. And then over here is Asia, or what we now know as Siberia, Russia. So the hunters followed the animals across the land bridge. This right here, when it was frozen over, called a land bridge. They followed the animals, and this was a migration. Many people moving into a new area. So what happened is, as the people started to move all over North America, they began to settle. They stopped moving all around and they found places to live, and that is where they settled. And those people that moved down and then they settled into this area, those are the Native American tribes. What happened is the glaciers started to melt, and this filled the ocean, and the oceans covered the land, and now we can't see the land. So we don't know for sure that this land bridge right here, that this land bridge, we're not sure exactly how this happened. We're not sure that it happened. And so that is why we say this is a theory. The land bridge is a theory. It's an idea. It's our best guess at what happened. It's our best guess at how all of the people moved and came into this area that is now called North America, how they migrated and they settled and they became the Native American tribes. This land bridge is our best guess at what happened. And so because it's a guess, we don't know it for sure. It's a theory. You know that long ago, there were no cameras, there were no movies, we couldn't film or show what was happening. And so we just have to make our best guess. So I want to know, it's a theory, but is it something that you believe? Do you think that this is how it happened? That people came, the Native Americans came to settle all over North America? You can have your own idea about that. Now we're going to make something called a timeline. Move all my papers. This is an activity that we're going to do together, and it's a timeline. A timeline marks when things happened. We can plot it, we can mark when something started to happen, and then when it finished. So right now we're going to think about the land bridge theory. I'm going to make a timeline. What happened first, second, third, and fourth? Well, first what happened is about 20,000 years ago, the Earth's water froze and it exposed new land. And we know that that was called the Ice Age. Then what happened is hunters followed the animals across Beringia, the land bridge. Next, the people settled on land in North and South America. They settled, and those were the Native American tribes. And then last on our timeline, the glaciers melted and the Ice Age was over. That is our timeline.